guys, it's Wendy here from Wendy Wise Beauty. Thanks for stopping by. Today I will be doing another one of my budget fragrance videos. This one, it is about Jeanne Arthes. I have not done a Jeanne Arthes video in such a long time. I noticed a couple weeks ago that Jeanne Arthes has some new fragrances out in their Parisian Way of Life series. This is a perfume line that I absolutely love, so I decided to pick up some of the new ones to see what they are like. I do already have a couple Jeanne Arthes videos on my channel, so if you look in the playlist, budget fragrances, you will find them. I will also link one or two of these videos to this one in the description box. Guys, for those of you who are not familiar with Jeanne Arthes, it is a fragrance house from Grasse France. They do make a lot of fragrances for lower-end perfumeries and also for the drugstore. They have a huge array of fragrances. It does take a bit of looking and searching, but some of the fragrances are quite good. So today I will start with the series. It is called Tea Time à Paris. Their packaging, it is quite nice for fragrances which are sold in a budget range. And also Jeanne Arthes fragrances, they do not need maceration. The fragrances are ready to go when you buy them and spray them. Also, what's lovely with their packaging, they always have a very nice description of the fragrance, and also the fragrance notes are written on the back. Tartelette Citron, it is supposed to be a gourmand fragrance, and this one came out, I believe, in the spring. In this series, Tea Time à Paris, from Jeanne Arthes, I also have the other two fragrances. The first one that I tried, it was this one. It's called Macaron Amande. This is a beautiful, yummy almond scent. And I also have Pavlova, which is more strawberry cream. So these are the three fragrances from the series. The bottles are absolutely beautiful. The notes in Tartelette Citron, it is ginger, lemon and apple in the opening. In the heart note, there's jasmine, freesia and white woods. And then the base is musk, amber and cedar. The opening of this fragrance, Tartelette Citron, it is not overtly foody. It is very fresh and crisp. There is a lot of ginger. There is a lot of, I would say, lemon rind. The ginger in the opening of this fragrance, it is very inviting. It is more of, like you would say, a ginger candy. It is not spicy. It is just a very delicious ginger note. The opening, it is more that of a citrus fragrance as opposed to a foodie gourmand fragrance. There is some apple in this fragrance, but it comes much later, more towards the heart note of the fragrance. I have worn this a bit when I got this about a month ago. When I first smelled this, it was not what I was expecting. This behaves more like a citrus fragrance for the first 10 minutes. These two here, they are real gourmand fragrances. They are foodie and yummy fragrances from the get-go. But Tartelette Citron, it starts off like a citrus fragrance. After, I would say, 10-15 minutes of wearing this fragrance, it starts to behave more like a gourmand fragrance. It is beautiful and it is one which is nice in warm weather. The floral notes in this fragrance, it does take quite a bit of time to appear. The jasmine is there, but above all, the Freesia note in this fragrance, it really comes out. When I tried this fragrance again today, prior to doing my review, I was thinking, oh, this also has a Freesia note of a fragrance that I have. And guys, I remembered this fragrance here from Coudray. It is called Musc Freesia. It is not the same. Of course, this one has a gourmand base, but this fragrance here totally reminded me that I bought this fragrance about 2 years ago and I have not been wearing it. So this one brought me down a bit memory lane. The base of this fragrance, there are some woody notes. The cedar is present, which works very nice with this lemon note. And also there is a hint of musk. They describe this fragrance as, let me see, immerse yourself in a gourmand and refined world of the greatest Parisian pastry houses with our Tartelette Citron de Parfum. Combining the scent of juicy lemon, crisp apple, and a spicy ginger, this fragrance awakens the senses. This is so totally true. This is very aromatic and this is a beautiful fragrance for the price point. The lasting power, it is about, I would say, 4 or 5 hours. There is not a lot of sillage in this fragrance. It wears close to the skin. But when this is first sprayed, it is a burst of citrus. So it is a very nice awakening fragrance. I do like this one. The next two fragrances, it is the collection Azure. I already have one of these fragrances. I have worn quite a bit of it. I reviewed it. It is called Balcon Mediterraneen, and this one has a bit of grapefruit vibes going on. I have been talking to you guys a bit about this one, and it was in my spring tray. So I have picked up the other two fragrances in the series. This one, it is called Riviera Sunset, and the other one, it is called Virée, Return to the Sea. So I will start first with Riviera Sunset. When I saw this one, I was thinking, oh, did they try to do a clone of Chanel? Chanel has this fragrance which is called Paris Riviera in their exclusive collection. So I was thinking, by looking at this name, or are they doing dupes at the moment? But it is not. Riviera Sunset looks like this. The juice, it is absolutely pretty, the color. And it is the same bottle as Balcon Mediterraneen. Guys, what is so nice about this packaging, the juice, yeah, the fragrance, it is filled all the way to the top. This one, it is quite a fruity fragrance. There are top notes of cassis, citron. Okay, I am reading it in French. It is blackcurrant, lemon, and pineapple. Then there is peach, cherry, and caramel in the middle. And it is laid on a bed of musk, sandalwood, and transparent florals. This one, it is a very fruity fragrance, a very sweet fragrance. There is a lot of blackcurrant and quite a good dose of pineapple. It is very sweet. This is one for those who love sweet fragrances. Definitely the opening. It is not for everyone. The heart of this fragrance, it is very similar to the opening. There is no big transformation. In the dry down of the fragrance, where there are some woody notes, I do sense a bit of this caramel accord, but it is not very strong. This one, it is not my favorite from the new fragrances that I picked up. I am not such a big fan of very fruity fragrances. I can deal with a fruity opening, but the dry down when it is very sweet, it is not my favorite type of fragrance. This one, there are some woods in the dry down, but it pretty much remains linear throughout the life of the fragrance. This one, it is very strong. It has very good lasting power. And I think it is due to this floral fruit bouquet. So it is very pretty. It depends on what you are looking for. If you are someone who loves fruity sweet fragrances, this would definitely be one to try. It does not smell cheap and it does not have a blast of alcohol like a lot of fragrances that you would find in the budget price range. The packaging is very beautiful. I will keep this because it looks so nice, you know, in my perfume cabinet. This one I love. I do wear this. I have worn quite a bit of this season, but this one I can see myself picking this up every now and then depending on the occasion, but this is not due to the overt fruitiness. This is not a fragrance that I will be reaching for very often. The next fragrance, this one, it is called Virée, and this one, oh my god, I have been loving this fragrance. I can't believe that this fragrance is costing 20 euros. This is the color of Virée. It is the color of the sea. I will put these next to each other so you can see this. Guys, this one has notes of lemon zest, lily of the valley, and peach blossom. The heart is tiara flower, orange blossom, and it does have some marine accords. And the base is cedar wood, musk, amber wood, and a solar accord. When I read this, you know, I was laughing, but when I tried the fragrance, I was like, wow, this is a bit different. This one, it is described, I love reading the packaging of Jeanne Arthes fragrances. It is just so French. It says it is a genuine boat trip beneath the ocean spray. The Eau de Parfum glorifies nature by offering a sunny gateway to the Mediterranean and mixes marine and aquatic notes with hot sunny notes for a trip that is both otherworldly and refreshing. I can say this description, it is really this fragrance. This is so beautifully made, and for the price point, I am loving it even more. Virée can be placed in any department store. This has a beautiful opening. It is a very feminine, soft, calming opening. The color of this fragrance, it really, you can say, gives you a hint of what's to come. There is a nice dose of tiara flowers in here. It adds such a nice creaminess. There is this citrus note. The lily of the valley, it is there, but it is more, it comes much later in this fragrance. The opening, it is citrus with tiara flower. There is a marine accord in this fragrance, but it is done in such a way, it is not your typical marine note. It mixes with the floral notes, and it is really like a breeze going through the fragrance. There is a fragrance which has tiara and a marine note, and it totally gives me a headache. I think it is from Paco Rabanne. It is the Olympia Solar from Paco Rabanne. It also is supposed to have this solar note. I could not do this one, but this fragrance, guys, it is hard to describe because It is just so soft and beautiful and a bit different. I take it is this solar accord, this note, whatever it is, but it imparts a sense of well-being when you spray this fragrance. This is really addictive. This is definitely one to try and definitely a fragrance for when you are on vacation. Honestly, when I picked this up, I did not expect so much from this fragrance. I already had Balcon Mediterraneen and I love this very much. It's easy to wear, a bit citrusy. There is a bit of a grapefruit accord, but this one has taken over, and this is my favorite from these three fragrances. This one has a very nice musk dry down. It is not at all woody. It is musk with a bit of floral, this sense of well-being note. I guess it is the solo note. This is one to try. When I find a fragrance that is very hard to describe, I can just say to you guys to try this. This is costing maximum 20 euros. The packaging is beautiful. And if you do not like this fragrance yourself, I am quite sure you will find someone who will love this. It is just so beautiful. This one definitely punches way above the price category, and this is not a fragrance that I expected to find in a budget fragrance line. The packaging is beautiful, the presentation, the fragrance, everything just falls into place, and best of all, it is under $50. Guys, if you can get your hands on Jeanne Arthes fragrances, they are pretty much sold everywhere. I have seen those also on Amazon. If you try this, please come back and let me know what you think about this fragrance. Look how beautiful this looks when all three of them are together. The next one that I have, guys, it is Café à Saint-Germain. This one, it is from the Balade à Paris series, and I already have two of these fragrances. The color, the fragrance, it is a bit green. And it is in this series. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you do know that this one, Soiree Rooftop, is one of my Lieblings. And I did pick up this one, Promenade à Montmartre or Montmartre, depending on how you say it. I already reviewed this one, I believe, in the winter. I did buy this for summer and I have been using it. This one is more of a citrusy fragrance. The Soiree Rooftop, this one is more fall, winter. I love this in the fall because it has a note of pear and coffee. Absolutely beautiful. And this is the third fragrance in this series, this Café à Saint-Germain. This one has notes of the opening. It is pear, mandarin, and fig leaf, and the middle of the fragrance, it is cedar, jasmine, caramel, and coffee flower, and the base, it's musk, vanilla, and raspberry. Café à Saint-Germain, Eau de Parfum, takes you to the sunny terraces of Parisian cafes with its gourmand note of pear, mandarin, raspberry, and fig leaf. I love reading this. It says, rendezvous to the Café des Fleurs, a warm, light-filled place to savor its vanilla on an air of jasmine, cedar, and caramelized coffee flower. Guys, when I smell this fragrance, immediately for me, this is a lighter, more summery version of Soiree Rooftop. I mean, the two fragrances, they have the same pear and coffee note, but in Café à Saint-Germain, it is done a bit lighter, the coffee notes. This fragrance, I love it in the fall and in the winter, but I do not wear this in summer. And this one, due to the fact that it is a bit lighter, the florals come out a bit more and the coffee note is not as strong. This one, it is more appropriate for spring, summer. This is definitely a flanker of this one. And I have to be honest, you do not really need both of these fragrances. If you are loving it like I do, I absolutely love Soiree Rooftop, and I am happy to have Café at Saint-Germain, that I have something that I can wear in the summer. This is absolutely beautiful. If you tried a Soiree Rooftop and it is too strong, Café à Saint-Germain would be perfect for you. In this fragrance, the most pronounced notes are the pears, the coffee. There is a bit of fig, making it a bit more summery. And of course, it has a musk woody dry down. This is very, very beautiful. I am happy I have it. By the way, there is raspberry in this fragrance. It is in the base note. It does make it a bit more playful than a Soiree Rooftop. And same as a Soiree Rooftop, this is quite strong. It has a lot of lasting power. It is not at all a fleeting fragrance. These fragrances are really good value. And same as the collection Azure, these fragrances are costing anywhere, I would say, from 15 to 20 euros. I think it is also the same price point as in the US. And what is fabulous about these fragrances, they do not need maceration. They are already ready to go from the first spray. All of these fragrances are supposed to remind you of Paris or the Mediterranean, and they are quite evocative of these places if you have been there, especially this one, Promenade à Montmartre. Yeah, this is also a beautiful fragrance, and it does remind me of this area in Paris. Jeanne Arthes has a lot of fragrances, and some of them a hit or miss. If you are wanting to start with this fragrance house, I do recommend starting with the Parisian Way of Life, which are the 3 series I just presented to you. I have these fragrances, I wear them, I look forward to using them because they are very fun fragrances which do not smell at all cheap. A lot of these fragrances, if you were to put a label on there from the department store, no one would ever question it because they are very well formulated fragrances. There are quite a lot of you who write me about Jeanne Arthes fragrances, so after you try it, do reach out and let me know if I got them correctly. Anyway, thanks for listening, thanks for writing, give me a thumbs up, send me some comments, and hope to see you again soon on my channel. Tschüss!